All right, let's make America great again with tariffs. I do want to give it a chance. So let's paint a picture of what it looks like if everything went exactly how they want. So, what I'm seeing, their main objective is to lower or get rid of income taxes and bring industry back to America. Well, that actually sounds like a pretty good idea. So, they've been referring it to as short term pain equals long term gain. And I actually like that term. So, we're going to use it, but we're going to switch it up a little bit. The pain part is phase one, and the gain part is phase two. And we're going to go over all the details of each. But first, let's go to the chart and see how we currently pay taxes. All right, here you can see some of the service where our tax dollars go. And at the bottom, we'll indicate who's paying it. You can see currently the rich and the working class on the bottom, and we're pretty much paying all of it. The problem is our taxes don't cover the tax burden. We have a very complicated tax system that creates much of this problem. So basically, the rich have gotten so good at playing the tax loophole game that at the end of the year, it looks like they made no profit. Literally, one of the richest men in the world paid no taxes recently. Anyway, the rich know our debt's rising, and they just don't want to pay any of it. They also know that it'll keep rising if they don't find a new way to pay it down. Meet tariffs. They want tariffs to replace traditional taxes. Let's see why they love tariffs so much, and then we'll go through the phases. All right, this simple spreadsheet shows how the tariffs impact the working class versus the rich. Because it's replacing income tax, we're going to view it like income tax. I'll explain that in a minute. I averaged out the top 1%ers, and that's what I came up with, $787,000 a year for the top 1%ers. That includes everybody up there. And then the bottom 99%, you add everybody up and average it out. It's about $50,000 a year, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a scenario where we're going to buy a bunch of things that normal people would buy in the course of a year. We're going to add a car to it, right? And then we're going to look at the percentage of tax that they're paying overall annually, right? Because that's what we need to do. We have to compare it to the income tax that we used to use. I think you're going to be amazed. So let's start putting some stuff up here. Let's do a car. Let's say we buy a new car. Let's say it's a cheap car. So we're going to do 27,000, right? We're going to buy a TV. Let's see, TV. What is that? $1,000, right? Groceries. There's a lot of groceries that are going to be tariffed. So we're going to put not all of them. So we're going to kind of a low number. We're going to do 1,500. Maybe our washer went bad and that's $1,200. We didn't buy a computer. We had to buy a new cell phone. That's $900. And then we're going to do some miscellaneous stuff too. So miscellaneous is 400. And so this is a normal annual, right? Everybody has the same needs, whether you're rich or you're poor. You still have very similar needs and desires and wants and food and TVs and all that stuff. We all buy the same stuff. So with this scenario, there's $8,000 worth of tariffs, right? So here it is there. And when you look at this, that puts us at, for the year, if there were no income taxes, we're paying 15.96% of our annual salary in taxes. And then you go over to the top 1%ers, and they're paying 1% of all this stuff based on their annual income. That is a huge, huge difference. So I want to show you one other thing that blew my mind. Let's get rid of all these. Let's say Amanda has been saving for, I don't know, 5 years, right, to buy her dream car. And her dream car is a BMW M3, right? So she's in the bottom 99% and she makes $50,000 a year. But because she's been saving for, 5 years, right? She's finally got all the money to do this. She had to save an extra year and a half because of tariffs. But let's take a look at what happens with her taxes. So a new M3 is $87,000, right? She's been saving a long time for this. Okay, so let's say she bought nothing else, just the car that year, because she saved it all in cash. So she's paying $21,750 tariff on her dream car that she's been saving for many years. Let's look at their taxes. So she's paying her annual tax 43% of her wage is a tax because she saved up to buy her dream car. And then we got the top 1%er. He buys the same car, 2.7% tax based on his annual income. So you can see how different the income tax versus tariff taxes are. It's staggering. And now you know why they love tariffs. Also, keep in mind that my spreadsheet did not include regular sales tax. And the interesting part is that sales tax is on top of, meaning after the tariff tax. So you're really paying tax on top of tax. So, yeah, then there's that. One other thing is you see the guys over on Fox News saying things like, it's a tax cut, these tariffs. Well, they're absolutely right. It's a tax cut for the 1% of us. Okay, so now that you understand why tariffs are so appealing to the 1% of us, let's continue painting this picture and see how they'll make America great and wealthy again. Phase 1, short-term pain. This is the easiest one to implement. Literally, poof, impose tariffs. Happens overnight. Literally just happened 2 days ago. So basically, the pain part is ours, meaning these tariffs are now paying the bills of America. Military, NASA, roads and bridges, public schools, municipalities, fire department, police department, social security, government workers, and healthcare for the poor and disabled. Oh, and let's not forget the tax break for the rich, because that's included in this, and that's how they are trying to justify it. With phase 1, we'll all have to pay tariffs till America learns how to build a TV again. So phase 1 is definitely the pain part. We pay normal sales tax, plus the additional tariff, estimated between 10 and 25, maybe even 30%. So we could potentially be paying 40+% tax on everything not built in the USA. Okay, so we've shifted from traditional taxes to tariffs, and now the tariffs are paying most of the bills for America. It's been difficult. We've all acclimated to it, and we're, let's say, 3.5 years in. Now it's time to go take a look at phase 2. Okay, this is the part I've been waiting for, the long-term gain part. This is where America learned how to make a TV again, manufacturing came back to America, and everyone's driving a Chevy. It took a few years of pain, paying those tariffs, but now we're back, baby. America's officially great again. Everyone is working, buying America, not having to pay those stupid tariffs. This is definitely long-term gain. Let's go back to the graph and see how we're doing. Oh, wait. How the fuck is that going to work? Who's paying the bills now? So you may have noticed that I left the world trade out of the discussion. The reason is, if tariffs are used to create a trade negotiation opportunity, that has nothing to do with the tax break for the wealthy. The point of this video is to prove that our taxing system should never be replaced by a revenue source that would ultimately diminish if we achieve our goals. So don't let this tax break bill pass. They will include you in the tax break and may even say you don't have to pay any income tax. Well, you can see from my spreadsheet that even if your income tax goes away, you'll be paying much more in tariffs, and the rich will hugely benefit. So guys, I have much more to say. Let's grow this channel and shine light in places that need it. Please share this video, and if you can, support this channel on Patreon, because we are relying on your subs, likes, and shares. I have no intention of monetizing this YouTube, because I don't want any ad interruption in the message. Thanks.